Hey people, welcome back to Renderless Games, and I'm your host, Renderless Games. Today I wanted to be talking about something very near and dear to my heart, and that's the recently talked about and shown Elden Ring gameplay screenshots. Now my problem is, so in addition to the new, the the weekly Friday Elden Ring screenshots and concept art we get shown every Friday via Twitter. There was a lot of other cool things popping off and happening at the gaming event in Japan, hosted by Sony, called Play Play Play. But I want to talk about the Friday art first. Now, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was this little screenshot here. Now, this piece of art here is, I don't know why they made it look so blurry, but I suspect that starting from the outside in, the outer border seems to be maybe like the primary theme for all the Elden Ring menus. It seems like that may be like the outside border for all the inventory screens and things like that, because they have to have one. So I mean, this isn't just this piece of this art style right here isn't just confined to this piece of art here. Now, I do suspect that the menus will look similar. And the cool thing is, I want to talk to you about too was some details that most people didn't notice, and that's that right here on the guy's hand, you see that he has a sheathed weapon, but over here there's no weapon in his hand. So there's a sheath but no weapon, and there's a lot of people that was talking about, oh, you can sheath your weapons in Elden Ring like Dragon's Dogma. And for a while, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, well, Elden Ring seems like it could hold off for Dragons. It can hold me off for Dragon's Dogma and a bunch of other fantasy games that I used to care about. I still care about Dragon's Dogma, but it just seems like it could hold. It just seems like it's gonna be probably the greatest game From Software ever made, at least in my opinion. Because I mean, if you like everything else, they really can't hold up in terms of sheer volume, mass, and awesomeness, because this here is an amalgamation of all those things. So if you like those things, theoretically you will like this. It's like if you like milk and you like sweet stuff, then you like cereal, something like that, something along those lines. Uh, so continuing on, there's not much to say other than like, uh, in terms of ranking. I think that these two there's this guy here is gonna be in between. He's gonna be like if you look at the back of his shirt, like you look at the back of his armor, this looks kind of like there's a tree, and this looks like a tree, and this looks like a lion, and so he most likely works for Stormville Castle, and he most likely is a knight of Stormville Castle. Now I'm not sure what hideous abomination lies underneath this armor, but one can only speculate. And to put that into a little perspective, these guys over here on the left and the guy holding the torch in the back, they seem to be lower ranking, maybe commoners or some kind of hired help of some kind. This guy's obviously a mercenary. He might be a tarnished like us. He seems to be in a different state of mind than the other guys. I don't know, even from watching the original video. Not to mention the guys in the giant troll things or whatever they are, tree men, in the front of the carriage. And back here is clearly some kind of trunk or burial service. There's candles here, so it most definitely is a corpse in this little thing here. And the unfortunate thing is, I saw a screenshot of this game where the front hat of the carriage had like a fat guy in it, but I don't know. I can't recall where I saw it. But moving on, there's another piece of art that really that they showed that really made me like, oh, this is nice. And that's this one here. The pot boys were over here in this area. For some reason, they're gone. And it seems like this right here is a area of lost grace. There's not much to say. But this area back here looks a little familiar, and it might be in Stormville as well. So it seems to me that they've shown very little areas other than Stormville. And maybe this area is a marsh. I'm not sure. Maybe multiple areas have the same architectural themes, but I can't be too certain. And I've translated this this is what it says. Okay, so going to the next piece of art. This screenshot right here, it looks awesome. And by the way, on the bottom it says scroll down for more. But this piece here, it looks so cool because it really does remind me of Dragon's Dogma. How something might be flying in the sky and you didn't expect it, and all of a sudden it might swoop down and attack you. But something that's relatively new to FromSoft that I kind of always wanted were like herding enemies that were like kind of passive, and that seems like that might be what these enemies are. These little sheep things over here, and they might not be sheep, just like this isn't a horse, but something similar. So this thing here looks like some kind of version of a harpy mixed with a dragon. So it most definitely is. I'm gonna say a relative of Godric, the Lord of the Storm, the Lord of Wind, because that's what he is. And it seems like he might be a relative, especially if you notice the similar colored hair. And then, of course, there's this new armor piece that's being shown off, and the fact that you have clearly a wooden bow, which is pretty normal, wooden longbow, but you also have a quiver. So I mean, you can definitely shoot on your horse. You can definitely shoot arrows on your horse, and there's some stuff in the back that a place where you can probably store things. But the problem is you can't use your horse during multiplayer. I don't know. It seems undecided as of yet, but it seems like it might stay. Next thing is I just love this screenshot because it's like he's just looking at him. And it's like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen here. He's probably gonna swoop down and pick up one of those things and maybe drop it on you, but who knows. Moving on, this right here is almost definitely the hub area that was mentioned earlier. It's this roaming castle type thing, but it seems like, how do they keep it from tilting and turning and all that? Well, it might be that this is just Firelink Shrine on wheels. Moving on, there's another screenshot that was shown. Well, a group. There may be 3 or 4. It showed the daytime, dusk, and like night, and like maybe early in the morning. They showed 4 different time zones, 4 different times. So the game does still have the time mechanics. So it's good that FromSoft is showing off that they haven't really cut corners. They haven't really said, okay, we can't put this in, we have a deadline. No, it's good that they're doing what they're doing. It's good that they're doing what they're doing, and they haven't decided to cut back. I mean, other than that, that was pretty much all the details that were shown off. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching this again. And I'd like to apologize for not posting more often. It just seems like information is pretty scarce, and I could do what a lot of other people do and just post my thoughts that aren't true. I like to only post factual things and things that I can analyze and improve. So let me just let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm accurate when I say the things that I say, especially on this video? And do you think that this game is gonna be as awesome as I think it's gonna be? It's gonna be able to hold me off for Bloodborne 2 if that ever happens, which it probably won't. It's definitely gonna be holding off for Demon Souls. Obviously, this is the Dark Souls 4 or whatever. It's gonna be even better. And I'm glad that they can choose a different name because it won't limit them. But again, guys, I'd like to thank you. Thank you all. And I see you later. Bye-bye. Toodaloo. Take care and cheers.